I have a couple of rather interesting reports regarding Konami, and yes, as they are reports, as always, do take it with the usual pinch of salt, as of course this could turn out to be incorrect, or of course entirely made up out of whole cloth, or it could be true, we just don't know. So there's a couple of interesting reports, and the first one I want to discuss is thanks to a French website by the name of gameblog.fr, which basically is saying that Konami is not investing in AAA console games anymore, and the only exception to this rule apparently is the Pro Evolution Soccer series. So that would mean that despite claims that Metal Gear will continue, there won't be any new Metal Gear or Silent Hill games. Now, this was further corroborated by Eurogamer as being true, but of course, as always, pinch of yada yada yada. Now, this will not affect Metal Gear Online if it's true, and there's currently no comment from Konami regarding this. So what's the other report? Well, this also comes from gameblog.fr, and it's basically reporting that Julien Merceron is no longer with the publisher. And who is that, I hear you ask? Well, he was in charge of the company's technical strategy, including the multi-platform Fox engine, which of course has gained quite a lot of deserved praise because of the fantastic PC version of Metal Gear 5, The Phantom Pain. Of course, it was developed for Metal Gear 5 and is also being used for the Pro Evo series. Now, IGN went on to confirm the report through their sources, but unfortunately the reason for his departure wasn't actually, they weren't able to find that out basically. However, Eurogamer have reported that Merceron was apparently unhappy with their transition away from the console market towards mobile games, and if of course he is primarily working on the Fox engine, which of course he's poured a lot of love into, which you can really see with all of the versions of Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. And, you know, all the console versions look fantastic, PC port is, you know, solid, you know, he's obviously worked really hard alongside his team to make a fantastic engine. So a man like that is probably not going to want to work for a company who is mostly making mobile games, or at least that's what the reports have been saying, of course. Now, if they lose the Fox engine guy, Julien Merceron, that could be pretty bad, because that means, like, you know, if they ever want to refresh that engine, they've lost one of the key people who are involved. But obviously, the bigger thing, Merceron's pretty big, don't get me wrong, but the bigger thing is, would they actually cease AAA development? They might. Obviously, there were all those reports that they were moving more towards mobile gaming, and, you know, their pachinko, less about that, the better. And of course, Konami were quick to say, hey, we're going to be doing mobile games, but we're not going to stop console games, hasn't ceased these rumours. And of course, these reports are only going to fuel those once again. Given that Konami has been some sort of suicide spin dive since they broke off with Kojima, it wouldn't actually surprise me all that much anymore to see them cease all AAA development, apart from Pro Evo. I would be surprised to see them abandon Metal Gear though. That's the only thing that makes me go, I don't know about this, because while I can see them not bothering too much with Silent Hill, it's obviously not one of their, you know, it's not going to sell like a million squillion copies like Metal Gear is. It's pretty big, but it's not what it once was. And recent games have been better, but they've still got a few black spots, shall we say, on the Silent Hill repertoire. So if they were going to abandon anything, it would probably be Silent Hill, but Metal Gear, really? I mean, I definitely feel that a lot less people would be interested in a Metal Gear game that isn't made by Hideo Kojima, because obviously he is the genius that has made Metal Gear what it is. It's why it's such a huge franchise, and it's why it's completely nuts and off its rocker, and people love it because of that reason. Can't deal with it being nuts, then Metal Gear isn't for you. Would people play a game that isn't Metal Gear game, sorry, that isn't by Kojima? Probably some people, but not as many, and maybe Konami realised that, or maybe this is all wrong and I'm talking out of my arse. It's entirely possible. I would love to hear your thoughts though, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.